Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. My name is Ehsan, and it's a pleasure to be here to share this brief moment in this interview with the beloved elder, Ustada, our path, Shiekha Maryam, Kabir. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala keep her strong and healthy, and she's a tireless worker, doing her best to spread the light of Islam, to be the light of Islam. This was a wonderful opportunity where we're all here in Southern California where we can share a few words that will hopefully inshallah be of some benefit to anybody listening. We pray that inshallah it will touch your heart hopefully and make a connection. Welcome Shiekha Maryam.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shiekha Maryam, if you can maybe give a brief introduction about yourself, your background, because I'm sure most of the audience doesn't know, and they don't know either one of us, I think. But inshallah we'll begin with you. You can give a little bit of background so that the audience can be a little bit familiar with your background. Shiekha Maryam is the author of a beautiful book called Journey Through 10,000 Veils, which is a journey, a biography of her life and how she ultimately came to Islam and the spirituality of Islam through many different paths and travels throughout the world, including some very significant experiences in Afghanistan.
اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. We send our love and our prayers and our deep intentions for purification of our hearts and souls and transformation on the path to God, peaceably, by the grace of God. It is the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that has brought us together again and again in a circle of grace, circle of blessing. Ehsan and I continuously meet in gardens around the world to share the beauty of the garden of peace, the treasury of God's grace that He has invited us into to share with each other, one another, and everyone who watches the videos. So the first thing that I want to say is whoever sees this video is being called, invited into the circle of God's blessing and grace as we have been. That in this period of time in the world where there's so much strife and division, conflict between various religions, cultures, or people, our goal and our mission is unity in the light, to be united in the light. So, since we're on a journey, we're going to be landing in different places. We get off the plane, we arrive in the next beautiful oasis. This is the one where we are now. And in that same place and time, we will be inviting you to join us and also giving our information to you so that you can call day or night, that you can express what you're going through on the journey to God, that we can support you as we truly, deeply intend to do and have been called to do. This is our duty. Much more than making speeches, the duty is to unite with the believers and increase our ibadah, deepen our ibadah, person to person and group to group, and go beyond all these things that have kept us apart, even spatially. Now we came together again with our beloved brother, and we're so happy. We're celebrating this reunion, and we want everyone to feel welcome. That's the main thing. And also to be inspired, to make the journey to Allah with the ever deepening focus, ibadah, trust, tawakkul, sabur, shakur, tawakkul, and alhamdulillah. And so that's what we're doing sitting here. And Ehsan, please,
اسمع عن سيدنا وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Sheikh Maryam, you, in your journeys and in your travels throughout the world, seeking light, seeking spirituality, seeking truth, you travel to many places. And in your book, you mentioned your journey to Afghanistan, Now, when people think of Afghanistan in this day and age, oftentimes it's linked with war, unfortunately, with this war on terror, with violence, and so on. And people don't necessarily correlate Afghanistan with being a place of spirituality, a place of light. Yet, we found an unexpected light in Afghanistan that we were not expecting when we were traveling through there. And this is mentioned in your book, but maybe I think it would be nice for viewers to hear it firsthand from you. What you experienced in Afghanistan and what that was like for you in your journey towards Islam ultimately.
I was born here in Southern California in a very liberal Jewish family. And then I went to Berkeley. We had a theater company there. We invoked God's grace and asking for guidance. And all the major people in that company, starting with Abdullah, each of us was guided on a journey around the world to find the oasis of Islamic peace and guidance and clarity. So after our theater company separated because it had come to its conclusion, I went into a retreat in a glass room in my mother's house in Berkeley. And I started seeing, having the dreams of the ancient people, surrounding me and guiding me, teaching. These teachings, this is not personal. This is a collective experience, and it's also transcendent of any time and any place. And when the hearts are open, the guidance comes, and Allah leads to His light when He wills, in the way that He wills. And so at a certain point, I knew that I had to leave the world as I knew it. I called it, in my consciousness, the consumer world, the world of malls and American culture, to find the ancient truths that were calling me. It wasn't that I could have known what it was, that the magnetism of that, of the call that brought me to Afghanistan and so many other places. So I had been guided to Europe to meet with some people that I knew in Berkeley, and then I got on the Orient Express, and I read a poem of Rumi's that said, when the traveler gets on a train, put your luggage down. You don't have to hold your luggage when you're on a train. Well, I knew what that meant. It meant I should have put my life down into the carrier, the one that was carrying me on this journey. And that's really, truly what happened. There's no way I could have found what I found by knowing what I was looking for, except the magnetism of the caller, the love of the caller, the love of the guide, which said, first that message came. I sat down on the train and he said, give everything up. I am carrying you. And the train went, I don't know where, through such realms of grace. And that was in Afghanistan. I believe, I'm still trying to understand what I saw, in what world I was seeing it, but it was so, so beautiful. The landscape, the lands of God, the realms of peace and grace. And so as the journey unfolded, at a certain point, I was guided through Pakistan, through realms I can't describe how the journey went, but when I arrived in Afghanistan on the ground level, that is walking, I was then guided to a bus. The buses had tassels and bells people were dressed so beautifully, and they were so beautiful. I have known that it's important for me to communicate this with people of Afghan origin who may not have seen it, because it was transmitted to me so that I could say, yes, this is the origin of Afghan culture. It is so beautiful, so holy. So I was on the bus, and a girl from Hollywood, California, dressed kind of like this, some ancient garb. No one ever asked me if I came from America. They never treated me like a tourist. I was like integrated into the flow of the pilgrimage of all of us together on the journey. So here we are on this incredible bus with people in robes and turbans and joy and peace and grace. And I heard the adhan for the first time. The adhan's coming through the buses from all sides. What happened? The bus stopped. The bus stopped, and absolutely everyone walked with their musalla. Everyone went out into the desert and spread out their carpets in the desert. That was the call to prayer for me. That was the invitation. Come, come, pray, come. Anytime you're on a journey, stop in the middle of the journey and make yourself. And the whole community was laid out in the fields, in the desert. Everybody was praying. And who was I? Who am I in the middle of this assembly? I am called to join together with my family in prayer and worship and on every journey. That was the message. It said, on whatever journey you're on, stop at the time of prayer and pray together in the most natural way, fitra. And that was in the desert of Afghanistan. And most recently, we came to Pittsburgh to celebrate this deep yearning for resurrection, the loss of lives in Pittsburgh, in New Zealand. Our beloved brothers and sisters in New Zealand who were sacrificed in the middle of their prayer, were sacrificed as they prayed. And we ask that we may pass in that way. May we be in prayer in every stage of our journey, and then prepared to go back to God and stay in that state of prayer. What did we see in Pittsburgh? Is right in front of the big noble hall, a big field of prayer mats laid out. And this reminded me so much of Afghanistan. And I said, now that it's happening in Pittsburgh, the souls are being called. Perhaps someone will see what I saw then and say, it's time to put my head down and lay my life down. And let's gather together in an assembly of prayer.
It's how fitting that this poem of Rumi was at the beginning of the year, and you ended up where Rumi actually was born, in Balkh, Afghanistan. The great poet and master of Islamic spirituality. And one of the things that I want to maybe just highlight on your description of your journey to Maryam is this tremendous level of trust. This is what we now refer to in Arabic, of course, as the book. This trust in Allah, this trust in guidance, this trust in being carried. And mashallah, we see throughout your life, you've been carried.
Yes.
You put your trust in Allah. Now, for many people, it may be difficult to trust because in our lives as human beings, we experience pain, we experience trauma, we experience betrayal, we experience hurt. And so it becomes very difficult for people to go through life being able to trust them. And when we don't have that trust, it makes it difficult really for us to have a good, healthy relationship with people around us, and ultimately a real relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I know that a lot of your work centers on trauma healing. So maybe if for the people that are watching and listening, you could speak a little bit about how to, the importance of, and I think this really applies very much so to the Afghan community, because the Afghan community has been hurt in so many ways. They've been hurt with an invasion of the country and losing their country from it, or having to live as refugees in what can really be a very hostile environments. But to survive in these environments, to become tough and strong, to deal with that reality. And on another level, when it comes to religion, this is very pronounced in when it comes to the abuse of religion, the manipulation of religion, and spirituality for power, for money, for control. Really, it's a corrupt thing and one of the greatest crimes. And so it can be very difficult, I think, for the African community to trust, especially when it comes to religion and spiritual guides and teachers, which is another topic if we have a chance before we actually get into. But if you can maybe speak a little bit about the nature of trauma and what's necessary for healing, and maybe on the importance of being able to trusting Allah, and then also being able to trust His creation. Against those who are, and recognizing that there are those amongst our creation that are worthy of trust, are worthy of trust.
That we were in His presence before we came here. We must accept it. And we were asked, am I not your Lord? And we said, Bala Shahid. So we have to go back to the state of being directly in the presence of Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. Wherever that knowledge is embedded in your consciousness, that is where all the joy resides, all the hope we have, all the provision, all the peace is in our relationship directly with our source. So each person created from that merciful source has that origin. It's that we weren't born in a certain place, and that's our origin. So people ask me, where do you come from? So I say, all the places I have ever been. And those places include the deserts of Afghanistan and Iran and Sri Lanka and Bangladesh and so on. Ottawa, Canada. Everywhere we go, myself, everywhere I go, I find there is the abode of my Lord. There are the people of God assembled. So we're in a where you look in the background, you can see a dark configuration of forces that we reflect. That is, pluralistic forces that are 100% heartless and satanic. And what is in the foreground for me are assemblies of souls like this, and souls that always happening now. So up here, discover this wherever we go. We suddenly count another city, another town, another country, and the lovers are assembled. So whoever feels that love in their heart, even if it's kind of blocked by some trauma, what we need to do is dig beneath the mountain of trauma or confusion or conflict, internal conflict, to that place where the stream is flowing right from the source. And there's even the smallest insect is getting it. You know, how we find that there's water falling down from the sky upon us, you know, and the wind is blowing the leaves. Like that is the fitra of Allah's creation that says, I have not created you except to worship me, to worship, love, and serve. Ibadah. So, in each heart is that secret realm in which this grace does abound. It's far deeper than the mental history, far deeper than the personality. You know, it has. And when I traveled throughout the world, no one asked me where I came from then. Like, did you come from America? No. They saw that the worship is what united us. That we all felt that. We felt that we were united in the love of God. Now, let's say the world starts doing this more and more, and we know that it is that. What world? The world of the believers. Okay, so we shouldn't say either that because I was born in a certain country, I know more than someone else. But we should say, look and seek for that belief, that beauty, that peace in everyone you meet. On any airplane that you get on, you will see someone. And children, babies, are all having it to some degree. But what everyone needs is to find that baby within themselves. Again, that purity, and we are witnesses that it definitely is alive in this time. And we all grew up somewhere. Everyone had some problem. It was different for me slightly in Los Angeles, um, but it was pretty strange to grow up in a place where Muslims were not predominant, where people were kind of agnostic, really. But internally, I heard it's the call. I was seeing the dreams of the believers assembling in large groups, and that was related to Allah and Akhirah and different parts of the world that we live in today. So I think it's very important for souls to reassemble, let's say, without fear, and what you mentioned about what the country has gone through. What I have found here in this oasis right here in Tarzana is so many, many beautifully luminous Afghans united in God's love and welcoming a Hollywood girl like me back to this neighborhood where I grew up back then. But I'm sharing with them what I found in the land of their origin, and they're here now, finding peace, finding grace, finding divine guidance. Now, I think that's all that we need to do. It doesn't matter where, but we have to study the books, and seek the guidance in a variety of ways. But what has happened to me certainly in my life is that the love of God that was just filling and overflowing my heart led me to amazing spiritual teachers in a journey around the world. And it all comes back here again, wherever we are, wherever we're going to meet again. We'll be here to find out what God is telling us now. What is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling us now? And I think it's very important to understand Surat al-Kahf, to understand the gathering of souls in worship, in the interior realms, in the middle of the time like this. So that's what we're doing right here in Tarzana, and it is what we did in Kovana, and it was what I found in Sri Lanka, in India, and in Philadelphia, in Africa, many times. So really, if we could make a movie that would show how much worship is going on the face of this earth, now in the name of Christ. And there's nothing else that we need to understand what
Those are such important points you bring. So I want to actually maybe just touch on some of them that you mentioned because I think it's important and it might be very beneficial for a little bit of reinforcement or reiteration. Essentially, what I hear you say, what I would echo is that each human being is created in a state of perfection, in a state of wholeness, in a state of excellence, in a state of goodness. What you're saying is to seek to return to that we lose that, and it's not unique, of course, to the African community or to any particular individual. This is part of the human condition. We all lose that innocence, that wholeness, that completeness at some point in our lives, usually quite early. And this is just part of life. But that the journey of the spiritual path then is a return to that fulfillment. And that the means to that is spirituality. And spirituality, Islam, religion, really the spirituality of Islam is a path of healing. It's a path of returning to who you truly are. And also one of the important points that you mentioned was that one of the keys are these oases those gardens of paradise,
Yes.
these halakas of dhikrullah, these circles of the remembrance of Allah that are like oases in the desert that contribute to tea, that these holy associations and gatherings exist everywhere. And that in the world that we live in, there are all kinds of associations and gatherings. Parks, children's schools, whatever you see, seek out the truth and sincerity from the day of promises from God. Allah to they said, so may Allah Almighty grant this light from these words to your heart and to the hearts of our audience. If you could now give one bit of advice in the time of revelation to those who may have a difficult time relating with religion the way it's been presented through parents, through the imams, and through the mullahs, and through the sheikhs. Maybe they're having a hard time in their life really connecting with the way that Islam or religion or spirituality is presented. What advice would you give to people who know that there is something in their heart that's lacking, that know that they're seeking some sort of spirituality, some sort of spirituality in their lives, and having a hard time responding in the way that Islam is presented? What would you suggest?
The treasure is hidden within us and covered up. It's covered up by kufr. There's layers covering it up, but it's there. It's there. And it's very connected to the qalb itself. The qalb, the pure heart within us, is beating with it. So it's a matter of, like, well, it's very nice to come out in nature and detach from the world, and then listen to your heartbeat and read the words of God in the way that your heart understands. You don't have to memorize the whole Quran unless God guides you to do so. But understand what you're reading, take it to heart, and all of it has to do with the heart, really. So also follow your heart. That means you may have to go on a journey internally. For sure we do. For sure we do. Now what happened to me when I got out on that train, I had no idea whatsoever where I was going. And I was just carried. During that time of being moved and guided, I got to know the heart that God placed within me. So people in their lives have to detach from worldly conflict and confusion and their identification with their role in the world. That's the significance of Surat al-Kahf. It is that the believers, the awliya, the group of people that needed to get together, did it in a cave that was separated from the world. So each one of us has a qibla to turn to. Maybe within your own room you can find it, and that's the best place. You need it in a place where you go regularly. So when you do your prayers, don't do it routinely. It's not a ritual. It's the meeting time. It's the time for embrace. It's to realize that God is embracing you as you pray, as you surrender, you put your life down. Allah is giving you everything. Now it has nothing to do with what the mullahs say. And some of the masters, the awliya, only speak the truth and seek them out. They are alive. They are present. And you can also communicate with us because, as we always say, we're here for everyone. We love all lives as our own, and our homes are wide open, our hearts are wide open to welcome. It's a welcoming. So the two things, one of them is the solitary inward work we have to do, and may that lead us to the spiritual masters, lead us on the path that leads to them. I speak from my own experience that I couldn't have found anything except that God, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, unveiled the passageways to show me one oasis after the next and one truly beautiful and divine manifestation after the next. And I have faith in every sincere seeker to make that journey. I believe that everyone needs to make the journey. It will be different for each person. It's not going to be the same. But don't despair. Also, what we always say is be blessed, not stressed, distressed, or depressed. As I said that, water came down from above on my face. So it's grace, it's Rahmah that tells us, be blessed. And when I say this to almost anyone, anywhere, suddenly they realize the blessing is there for them. That's what we want people to know. It's not going to be all the same. You may hear something different. I might hear it a little differently. It might be in a different language. For me, it may not be in Farsi. I don't know enough Farsi. But I'll look in your face and I'll see it's the same message we're getting in all the languages. And also about the culture and the personality and the things people carry around, the weights, the burdens of self-existence are unnecessary burdens. If I had carried that around, I couldn't have even moved through the journey, stage after stage after stage. And I was told, let it all go, let this go. So then God will carry you to the next station. So when you're on a journey, you don't go back and pick up the past and drag it around. Try to let it go. And then go see what Allah is showing you next. It says, behold the signs of God within yourself and in the horizons. This is a journey. So just keep going. Keep on trucking, through the veils, through the doorways. And take notes if you can. It certainly helped me. Journal. It could be with a pen, it could be with a computer, or it could be in the scroll of your heart. Take notes, and then thank God, thank Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for every sacred gift that He's given you every moment.
And on that note, maybe if you would like to share your website or anything,
sure,
people can sort of reach out and connect with you if you would like to do that.
Yes. I just want to offer my love and very deep respect to everyone. Careful, share, willing to share, wishing to share, ready to share. So when I give you this information, it's not external. It's not an external formal thing. It's a way of sharing the love that we have with you and wanting to hear from you in case we can be of any service in your journey, in case we can hold up a mirror and you can see what you need to see at that moment in your journey so you can keep moving on. So I have a website called, appropriately, uniteinthelight.org. That's what it's about. There's another website called Kashmir Dream. We have a business called Kashmir Dream Treasures from the Silk Road. And I'm a Silk Road trader, going from one oasis to another, just not on Camelback right now. And so we do shows here and there. Always appreciate everyone that we meet anywhere we go. Now, there's also a website, there's an email address, Eternal Blessings, BLESSINGS, and peace, ANDPEACE, at Gmail. I do have a phone number, and email send it to you, but I would love you to call. Definitely, we want to unite together and help everyone to make the journey together.
Thank you, Shiekha Maryam. And again, my name is Ehsan. A great thank you to John and Matt for arranging this interview, this gathering. If you'd like to connect further as well, you can always check out our podcasts, SoloIslamRadio, and SoloIslamRadio.com, and also my main website, spiritualessence.com. Thank you, and inshallah.